TDP. Intel Core Solo T1351.86 GHz, 533 FSB. Intel Core Solo T1301.66 GHz. Intel Core Solo T1201.5 GHz, 11. Dual Core Xeon LV. Sossaman 0.065 micrometer, 65 nm. Process technology introduced March 2006. Based on Unicore, with SSE3 SIMD instructions. 667 MHz front-side bus. 2 MB shared L2 cache. Variants 2.0 GHz. 32-bit processors, NetBurst microarchitecture. Pentium 4. 0.18 micrometer process technology, 1.40 and 1.50 GHz, introduced the 20th of November, 2000. L2 cache was 256 kilobytes advanced transfer cache, integrated. Processor package style was PGA 423, PGA 478. System bus clock rate 400 MHz. SSE2 SIMD extensions. 42 million transistors. Used in desktops and entry-level workstations. 0.18 micrometer process technology, 1.7 GHz, introduced the 23rd of April, 2001. See the 1.4 and 1.5 chips for details. 0.18 micrometer process technology, 1.6 and 1.8 GHz, introduced the 2nd of July, 2001. See 1.4 and 1.5 chips for details. Core voltage is 1.15 volts in maximum performance mode, 1.05 volts in battery optimized mode. Power and LT 1 watt in battery optimized mode. Used in full-size and then light mobile PCs. 0.18 micrometer process technology Willamette, 1.9 and 2.0 GHz, introduced the 27th of August, 2001. See 1.4 and 1.5 chips for details. Family 15 Model 1. Pentium 4, 2 GHz, 2.20 GHz, introduced the 7th of January, 2002. Pentium 4, 2.4 GHz, introduced the 2nd of April, 2002. 0.13 micrometer process technology Northwood 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, 2, 2.2, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.8, OEM, 3.0, OEM, GHz, improved branch prediction and other microcodes tweaks. 512 kilobytes integrated L2 cache. 55 million transistors. 400 MHz system bus. Family 15 Model 2. 0.13 micrometer process technology Northwood B, 2.26, 2.4, 2.53, 2.66, 2.8, 3.06 GHz, 533 MHz system bus. 3.06 includes Intel's hyper-threading technology. 0.13 micrometer process technology Northwood C, 2.4, 2.6, 2.8, 3.0, 3.2, 3.4 GHz, 800 MHz system bus. All versions include hyper-threading. 6,500 to 10,000 MIPS. Itanium, chronological entry new non-x86 architecture, introduced 2001. Xeon, 32-bit NetBurst. Official designation now Xeon, i.e. not Pentium 4 Xeon. Xeon 1.4, 1.5, 1.7 introduced the 21st of May 2001. L2 cache was 256 kilobytes advanced transfer cache, integrated. Processor package organic land grid array 603, Olga 603. System bus clock rate 400 MHz. SSE2 SIMD extensions. Used in high-performance and mid-range dual-processor-enabled workstations. Xeon 2.0 GHz and up to 3.6 GHz introduced the 25th of September 2001. Itanium 2, chronological entry new non-x86 architecture, introduced July 2002. See main entry. Mobile Pentium 4M. 0.13 micrometer process technology. 55 million transistors. 512 kilobytes L2 cache. Bus of 400 MHz. Supports up to 1 GB of DDR266 MHz memory. Supports ACP 2.0 and APM 1.2 system power management. 1.3 1.2V speed step. Power 1.2 GHz 20.8W, 1.6 GHz 30W, 2.6 GHz 35W. Sleep power 5W, 1.2V. Deeper sleep power 2.9W, 1.0V, 1.40 GHz the 23rd of April, 2002. 1.50 GHz the 23rd of April, 2002. 1.60 GHz the 4th of March, 2002. 1.70 GHz the 4th of March, 2002. 1.80 GHz the 23rd of April, 2002. 1.90 GHz the 24th of June, 2002. 2.00 GHz the 24th of June, 2002. 2.20 GHz the 16th of September, 2002. 2.40 GHz the 14th of January, 2003. 2.50 GHz the 16th of April, 2003. 2.60 GHz the 11th of June, 2003. Pentium 4e. Introduced September 2003. Extreme Edition. Built from the Xeon's Galattin core, but with 2 MB cache. Pentium 4e. Introduced February 2004. Built on 0.09 micrometer, 90 nm. Process technology Prescott, 2.40, 2.8, 2.80, 3.0, 3.2, 3.4, 3.6, 3.8, 1 MB L2 cache. 533 MHz system bus, 2.4 and 2.8 only. 800 MHz system bus, all other models. 125 million transistors in 1 MB models. 169 million transistors in 2 MB models. Hyper-threading support is only available on CPUs using the 800 MHz system bus. The processor's integer instruction pipeline has been increased from 20 stages to 31 stages, which theoretically allows for even greater bandwidth. 7,500 to 11,000 MIPS. LGA 775 versions are in the 5XX series, 32-bit, and 5X1 series, with Intel 64. The 6XX series has 2 MB L2 cache and Intel 64. 64-bit processors, IA64. New instruction set, not at all related to x86. Before the feature was eliminated, Montecito, July 2006. IA64 processors supported 32-bit x86 in hardware, but slowly. See its 2001 marked reception and 2006 architectural changes. Itanium. Codename Murst. Family 7. Released the 29th of May, 2001. 733 MHz and 800 MHz. 2 MB cache. All recalled and replaced by Itanium 2. Itanium 2. Family 0x1F. Released July 2002. 900 MHz 1.6 GHz. McKinley 900 MHz 1.5 MB cache, model 0x0. McKinley 1 GHz, 3 MB cache, model 0x0. Deerfield 1 GHz, 1.5 MB cache, model 0x1. Madison 1.3 GHz, 3 MB cache, model 0x1. Madison 1.4 GHz, 4 MB cache, model 0x1. Madison 1.5 GHz, 6 MB cache, model 0x1. Madison 1.67 GHz, 9 MB cache, model 0x1. Hondo 1.4 GHz, 4 MB cache, dual-core MCM, model 0x1. 64-bit processors, Intel 64 NetBurst microarchitecture. Intel Extended Memory 64 technology. Mostly compatible with AMD's AMD 64 architecture. Introduced spring 2004, with the Pentium 4F, D0 and later 4P steppings. Pentium 4F. Prescott 2M built on 0.09 micrometer, 90 nm, process technology. 2.8 3.8 GHz, model number 6X0. Introduced the 20th of February, 2005. Same features as Prescott with the addition of 2 MB cache. Intel 64-bit. Enhanced Intel SpeedStep technology, EIST. Cedar Mill built on 0.065 micrometer, 65 nm, process technology. 3.0 3.6 GHz, model number 6X1. Introduced the 16th of January, 2006. Die shrink of Prescott 2M. Same features as Prescott 2M. Family 15 Model 4. Pentium D. Dual-core microprocessor. No hyper-threading. 800 4200 MHz front-side bus. LGA 775, socket T. Smithfield, Pentium D, 90 nm process technology, 2.66 3.2 GHz, introduced the 26th of May, 2005. 2.66 3.2 GHz, model numbers 805 840. 230 million transistors. 1 MB 2, non-shared, 2 MB total, L2 cache. Cache coherency between cores requires communication over the FSB. Performance increase of 60% over similarly clocked Prescott. 2.66 GHz, 533 MHz FSB, Pentium D805 introduced December 2005. Contains 2 Prescott dies in one package. Family 15 Model 4. Pressler, Pentium D, 65 nm process technology, 2.8 3.6 GHz, introduced the 16th of January 2006. 2.8 3.6 GHz, model numbers 915 960. 376 million transistors. 2 MB, non-shared, 4 MB total, L2 cache. Contains 2 cedar mill dies in one package. Variants: Pentium D945, Pentium Extreme Edition, dual-core microprocessor, enabled hyper-threading, 800/200 MHz front-side bus. Smithfield, Pentium Extreme Edition, 90 nm process technology, 3.2 GHz, variant Pentium 840E 3.20 GHz, 21 MB L2. Pressler, Pentium Extreme Edition, 65 nm process technology, 3.46, 3.73, 2 MB2, non-shed, 4 MB total, L2 cache. Variant Pentium 955E 3.46 GHz, 1066 MHz front-side bus. Pentium 965E 3.73 GHz, 1066 MHz front-side bus. Pentium 969E 3.73 GHz, 1066 MHz front-side bus. Xeon, 64-bit net burst. No Kona introduced 2004. Irwindale introduced 2004. Cranford introduced April.
Yes, break. Because I'm to copy some video away from my external hard drive. It's 12 noon. Let's drink a little bit more cola. Let's go to my kitchen. I have to delete 200 gigabytes of video. So saving a copy of my Danish video, and I save a copy of this. So, but I lost many thousand of videos because I had 2 external hard drives was damaged. I have one on 1000 gigabyte not many months ago. I lost many thousand of videos for Dennis. So I have to, one day I have to go through all this. No, one day I have to sit copy. I have to sit copy for my YouTube channel. This many video I lost, but I need more external hard drives. They cost like 900 Danish. That's $130. I need one like every 2 or 3 months. So that's a lot of money when I don't have the money. I need to find some more to copy. Let's do that, but first I need to delete. I have to delete it. Then I have to find some more gigabyte to copy away from this. I copy to this. This 5,000 gigabyte external hard drive. So when this is full, I need to buy a new one. That could be December. Because this video 1000 video is 4,000 gigabytes. Yes, let's empty my my paperback. Yes, now there's 4,000 gigabyte. So just 100 videos like this, that's 400 gigabytes, so it really eats a lot of